Hi, welcome to Cake to the Rescue. Today we're going to talk about using the fondant in your kit. Lots of you contact us with questions about how to use your fondant, and we want to give you a few great tips to help you get along. So the first thing we supply with our kit is your fondant icing kit. It comes in here and has your gloves and also some icing. The icing is to dust your table, to dust your rolling pin, which is also supplied, and also to add a little bit of dryness to any fondant should it be a little bit damper than you require. So let's go ahead and get the gloves on and we'll get started. So as you can see, I'm now wearing my gloves. I've dusted the table with some icing and keep a little pile at the side so you can introduce. Cut open your bag and take out the fondant. The first thing you need to do is you need to knead your fondant. Kneading the fondant also mixes the colour. With some of the lighter colours, you'll see that the colour bleeds to the inside, and so you need to mix it all through your hands, just like kneading dough or Play-Doh when your children are playing with it, and make the colour consistent and get everything warm and malleable. You can see then, if you find that your fondant's a little bit wetter, you can mix it in a little bit of icing, and then you're ready to start. Press down and cover your rolling pin in some icing, and then start moving. Always lift up and move your fondant so that it is not sticking to the table and you're getting a nice even surface. If you are also going to be using larger amounts of fondant and that you need to cut out something larger, you'll also find that we often will include some baking paper, and that allows you to place it underneath for moving larger pieces of fondant. So let's put it on some baking paper for now to get us started. Let's first start by cutting a very simple template. As you can see, I've cut the template out and I've pressed it onto the surface. This is the type of knife you need. It is a smooth edge, non-serrated. A serrated blade will create a serrated edge which will give an ugly finish to your fondant. Keep to the smooth edge for a smooth finish. Now place the point of the knife in the point. Slowly go around, moving around. When you get to the next point, cut straight through and lift your fondant away. Now we cut through the other side. When we get to the second that's the point, turn your knife round and cut into the point. At this end again, into the point and pull the fondant away. Pulling the fondant away is much better than trying to lift the fondant out of the centre. It creates a nice clean surface and you can trim any extras that you feel that may be in need. Lift off your fondant. Now take your finger, run it very gently around the edge, not to change the shape, but just to take any roughness off around the edge. You have a beautiful piece to start with. You can run then your knife or even a palette knife under, carefully lift it up, ready to place on your cake. To cut a complicated shape with a sharp edge, make sure you press right down to the edges of the spines on so that it's stuck. This is one of the cases where you need to do every section individually. You can start away to get your arc. Cut in, round, pull the section away. Move in, round, pull the section away, pull the section away, and now it leaves you with a much cleaner edge to cut in. Come into the point and pull away, cut into the point and pull away. Makes it incredibly easy to get a nice clean shape. Now we're going to show you how to create a three-dimensional bow. Three-dimension is a wonderful thing on cakes. There's a lot of temptation to make everything flat, but the cake comes alive when it has dimension. So firstly, let's cut out the bow. We're using the same technique to create a smooth surface and a nice sharp edge. Lift everything away. Here is your bow. Soften the edges. Now, we could simply cut out the circle template, to make the bow. But you would create a flat surface and it wouldn't look as exciting. By hand molding the knot, we create a much better effect. Hand roll it between your palms, flatten slightly, place on top. Now we have a fantastic three-dimensional bow which will add a great look to your top of your cake. Now to show you how to use a fondant cutter. Press the cutter down, twist. By twisting slightly, you create a nice firm edge and you create a rounded edge. Now, peel the fondant away. Lift up and you have a perfect shape. Want to move your shape now? Run your knife or a palette knife underneath and then lift the shape, holding with two hands to keep the shape. To create a fondant flower, we use the plunge cutter. Press the plunge cutter down till it hits the bottom of the baking paper. Twist and remove the fondant from the outside. Now, press the plunger down to create the center. Lift up and press the plunge cutter down again to release the fondant. Now, take a tiny pea, hand roll it with your finger in the palm of your hand and drop it into the center to make the flower. These fantastic plunge cutters can be used to applique your fondant for certain kits. By using the fondant cutter, we are able to create a material look onto the fondant and add more detail to the cake. To use your plunger, simply place it into the surface and press down only halfway through. Wrap your fingers around the edge and very carefully press the plunger slightly down and lift away. Again, in, very slightly down and lift away. This can then continue on for the entire love heart.